Currently, frequently estimates that up to 50% of the female population will navigate pelvic organ prolapse or an intersecting condition at some point in their lifetime. That's a staggering number. There's zero doubt in my mind that pelvic organ prolapse and these comorbid conditions will generate the next significant shift.
Well, for me, the tissue bulging out of the vagina was what I noticed first. Now, backdrop for me, I'd been digging into health issues of all different types for 25 plus years. My best friend's my healthcare practitioner, so that we had discussed all kinds of health issues on an ongoing basis made it even more startling to me to find out when I went in to find out what that bulge of tissue was, that it was pelvic organ prolapse, something I'd never heard of. I had one vaginal delivery, and it was I was 35 when I gave birth to my son, and there were no complications. He was 6 pounds 11 ounces, so he was not a large baby. I have MS, and so I have a predisposition to muscle weakness. I don't have any problems with it. I've been very aggressive with my own regimen to keep that under control. I am an aggressive exercise person and had no idea that I had to really be concerned about pelvic organs. I did have a hysterectomy. That was a vaginal or abdominal incision, but that went smooth as silk too, and no complications from that. I probably felt the bulge for about 2 months before I actually got a handheld mirror out and took a look to see.
Why did you wait that long? Were you frightened?
No, I wasn't frightened at all. I work a lot of hours. I was busy. You go in, you go to the bathroom, and you get on with your day. And so when I finally thought, what is that down there? And I got the mirror out and I looked and I thought, okay, this can't be good. And it wasn't painful. I just knew it had to be explored and I had to find out what it was. I'm doing great. I'm a big believer in maintenance though. If you want to maintain the best quality of life, you have to do maintenance in whatever form works for you. So the core strengthening stuff is so hugely important. The Kegels are so important, and I'll be doing those until I'm dead. As far as I'm concerned, the most important thing that we can do is create the recognition of this health issue and let women know that there's no stigma tied to POP, no matter what symptom you're experiencing. Once we get the symptoms on the table, everyone starts talking about them. It's going to be the same path as what happened with erectile dysfunction 20 years ago. No one talked about it 20 years ago. Now it's on primetime TV. So the same thing needs to happen with this. Once women are familiar with this condition, they know what the symptoms are. They'll recognize those symptoms in themselves, and they'll go to their physicians, and they won't be so embarrassed to ask the right questions and get the help that they need.
So we recognize that we need to know the who, what, where, when, how, why of what's working and what's not. It's so important to hear everyone's voice. It's not just about advocacy and patient voice. Patients are the source of information for all health evolution. But if we're not networking with research and academics and clinicians and industry and policymakers, we're not moving forward. So everyone's voice has to come to the forefront. And we all mesh what we learn with each other's tools, and then we grow and we evolve the whole backdrop. Every researcher is a visionary. You shine that light down that pathway, you find the answers that we need, and as a visionary myself, I got to tell you that I experience the roadblocks every day. It's very frustrating because you see what's coming. I've had more than my fair share of people laughing at me. You see what's coming. As awareness goes large and women will funnel in, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a train wreck for a while because we don't have anywhere near enough clinicians to address this. We don't have the proper education in place for the diagnostic clinicians, and we don't have near enough research going on. So you see what's coming, you see what needs to be done, and all I can say is thank all of you for what you do in research to help us move the needle forward. If it wasn't for researchers, health would never move forward. You're all priceless.